ADD. Maybe you have something for that. But why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do, your TikTok site, your company, Restored Identity, and all of that?
Sure. Our company is Restored Identity. Our TikTok, we have two. We have one for our business, Restored Identity, and then we also have my personal one where I teach everybody how to make their own everything, really, as far as holistic wise. That one's called Amy and Elohim. But we're just an all organic, natural herbal supplement company. And 5 years ago, I was walking with a cane. I had gotten to a point in my health journey where I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'd spent, 15, 20 years in Western medicine, and I was doing everything that they were telling me to do, but I was just 11 medications deep at the age of 34, and something had to change. So I took a little bit of my faith and some deep review of scripture and created Restored Identity. And I figured out, well, I didn't figure out, I give all the glory to God. He just literally laid out the easy process of how to restore the body. I believe we just hit our 10th case of stage 4 big C word disappearing.
Really? Wow.
So yeah, I mean, it works if you work it. I mean, God gave us a really simple way to restore our body. So that's what we're here for. We just opened a wellness center. We launched that 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it has really taken off. Every day we're just booked from the time we open to the time we close. And it's just been really neat to just watch this inflow of people who are just ready to restore their bodies.
So, like, what do you use? Herbs? I mean, what kind of therapies or remedies do you use in your
Yes.
wellness?
So for the Restored Identity, we have, we're really well known for custom step-by-step kits that walk you through the whole cleansing and detoxing process. A lot of times when you order something from a company, they're only selling you one component. Well, we just give you all of those components because what good is it if you don't have all the information? Plus, we also have a 36-page booklet that comes with each kit, and it tells you all of that. But we have herbal capsules, we have glycerin extracts, and we have some tea blends. And then in the wellness center, we have ionic detox foot baths. I don't know if you've heard of those, but they're the ones that you put your feet in, and there's like a frequency that gets sent through the feet, and it pulls out like the crud that's built up in the body. So we have that. We have red light therapy, sauna, compression, vibration, and we just got a 4D massage chair that does all over the body too. So we're excited.
Yeah, the massage chair I love. I have one, and I couldn't live without it. It's unbelievable. Yeah, just such a great thing. So so tell us about like what kinds of, like, the wellness center, is that just located in Pennsylvania?
Yep.
Is it?
Right now, it's our first one. We just, launched our first. We opened our storefront October 17th of last year, so we're about to hit 1 year there. That has done really well. And I think, too, because of my social media following, we've had people come literally all the way from California to Pennsylvania. Yeah, they've come from all over just to come and hang out and talk about restoring the body and all of our testimonies. So it's been pretty cool.
So I just want to let everyone know that Amy's website is in the video description, and her handle for TikTok, and I think it's also for your Instagram handle, right?
Yeah.
The same one? Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse my son in the background, everybody. He's decided to make toast right when I decided to go on. But she's on there. You can find her on there. And then what else was I going to say? So I put that all in there. On TikTok is your largest following. Is that where you post little videos, short videos?
Yeah, just a little bit about, how to make this, how to make that.
Right. So what, if you guys have any questions in the chat, just put them up in there. But so just for instance, like, what kind of things do people come to you for? You say you were walking with a cane. Did you have any diagnosis, or was it just...
Yeah, I had fibromyalgia, I had PCOS, IBS, I had herpes too. At one point they thought I had MS because I was just in such a debilitating state where I couldn't walk. Like my legs, like the signal from my brain to my feet was just making the connection.
Right.
So yeah, I had a slew. I was also in the military. I was in the Marine Corps. I had 5 knee surgeries. I have a super messed up spine. So I had a lot of things working against me. Um, yeah, but they're all charted.
Oh, okay, that's good. And
Yeah.
so people come to you with fibromyalgia. I know a lot
Oh
of,
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I get everything from a fatty liver to toenail fungus to the big C word. We get all of it. Everybody's waking up to the fact that, wait a second, there's other ways that we can, or other things that we can at least add to Western medicine to help bring restoration and actually get to the root cause of what's causing our illnesses. So
Right. So if somebody has, let's say, cancer and they are going through, conventional chemotherapy or something like that, do they still go to you? I mean, in conjunction or,
oh yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. We have people who are, still afraid to let go of that Western side, so they pair it up um, with, our holistic medicine, and it pairs well for the most part.
Okay. All right. Because,
Yeah.
yeah, I know, I mean, we have several people here with fibromyalgia and other things like that. And I have a
Yeah.
friend here she's here, she has MS and
Mhm.
different things. But let's see if anybody has any questions, just put them up. So tell me, um, do people just go to the website that aren't near you? Or if they're near you, they stop in and do you do a workup on them? Like, what does it entail?
Yeah, so our online website, obviously, if you can't get to us, we do offer a lot of free information on there. You can go to the Start Here page, just restoredidentity.com.
Okay.
And if you're local, obviously you can come on in, but we do have in the menu bar, an option called the Wellness Center. And that's where you can come in and that's where you can book any modality. So even if you're from out of town and you're just coming to visit, you can still book something in there and, come and try out something.
Yeah, see, Linda's a friend of mine. We call her a hippie, but she believes, she's very out with the nature and everything. Doesn't like a lot of Western medicine. She said God has given us all the herbs, seeds, and fruits.
Genesis 129, yes. He
Yeah,
gave us every seed bearing fruit there was for food.
yeah. So I know Linda really like this, but she always has this big like herb. And what is it? The roots, everything, all the
Yeah.
extra. She said, "Oh yeah, take this one. It tastes terrible, but take it."
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's always touting that stuff. So, what, for instance, let me see, any advice? Ruff, that's another good friend of ours. Her name is that's not her real name, but any advice for lupus? Do you do anything with lupus?
Yeah, so that's obviously getting to the root cause of that too. So it's and the same thing it goes for restoring the body for anyone. So a lot of the times with lupus, it's that autoimmune response. So it's figuring out what it was that caused your body to flare up with that autoimmune response. Sometimes it can be something, a mineral deficiency. Maybe you can't methylate appropriately. Maybe you've got a parasite. Even Lyme disease caused by a parasite. MS typically caused by parasites. So it's just coming into an understanding of everything that we've kind of learned through Western medicine. They've left out a whole other component as to how did we get these diseases. I mean, you can even go to the CDC website and it'll tell you that Lyme is from a parasite, and it's like, why are they not then parasite cleansing us? Why are they just sticking on medicines for the rest of our lives and saying, there's no cure for this? So anywho, I ended up on a
Yeah,
tangent there,
that's
but
okay.
yes, you can restore. There isn't anything I have not seen that you cannot restore the body from yet.
Okay, so something like you mentioned, like toenail fungus or something like
Yeah.
that. What is the method for that? Because like here, if you go through Western medicine, right, they want you to take a pill that goes through your whole body. It's not a topical or anything like that. Some
Right.
people are scared to do that kind of stuff because they don't know what else it affects.
Yeah.
What are like just say what would be the method for that if you went to your website and you're looking for something like that? Because
Yeah. So there's several things you could do. One, we have a product called O Candida. And a lot of times that fungal growth can be caused by Candida. So if it is, you could take our O Candida capsules. But we also have one called herbicillin, and it's just an herbal antibiotic, and it helps get rid of yeast infections, sinus infections. We had one guy who had 3 rounds of antibiotics from his doctor and could not get rid of a sinus infection. He did 1 bottle of the herbicillin and it was gone. So, we also have an oil called Take a Hike oil, and we just call it that because it literally works for anything: poison, toenail fungus, eczema rashes, um, acne scar, like acne pimples, you name it, it works. So just putting that on your toes, or even putting a drop of tea tree oil or a drop of peroxide on your toenails can actually help restore it.
Yeah, tea tree oil. I'm a big fan of tea tree oil, and been using it for years and years and years. And my kids, like if they would say they had an earache, I put a drop on a cotton ball, just put it inside their ear. They slept with it in the morning. That was gone. The pain, everything was gone. My kids have hardly been on. My younger kids have hardly been on antibiotics. I think once or twice because my husband had C. diff once.
Yeah.
And so he was terrified of. He's like, antibiotics only if like it's absolutely necessary. So knock on wood. Yeah, my younger kids, my older kids had more ear infections, and the antibiotics were the. I didn't know anything about tea tree oil. Then was the course of action there, but I mean, we do try to stay as natural as possible. It is one of the things that we have certain things out there, but I think it's like. Sometimes people get in this thing that no matter what they have, they need an antibiotic from the doctor. And, and until they get that antibiotic, they think, nothing's going to touch. Oh, I got this. I have to go get an antibiotic. What if you don't need one? You're going to create these super bugs, and all that. And it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to reach people like that are conditioned that, this is what's best, so.
Yeah.
That can be
the best thing we can do, I've learned, is just live by example, honestly, and not push our truth down anyone's throat. And if they want to come along, come along. If not, they're stuck and bound by that prison that they choose to live in, which is really unfortunate because had I chosen to stay there, I'd probably be in a wheelchair by now. But here I am. I just dedicated the last 5 years of my life to learning what God really said is food. How should we eat? How should we live? How should we rest? And when I put all of that into practice, He literally restored my entire body, my life, everything. So there's a method to the madness, it works if we work it.
Right. So when you talk about, how we should eat, what does that look like for you?
So for me, we are a biblically based company. So that means that we believe that the Old Testament is just as relevant as the New Testament. So we believe that God said, in Leviticus, when He said, don't eat these foods, like pork, shellfish, all of those are bottom feeders. And when Jesus died on the cross, that didn't change for us. Their metabolic processes didn't change. So that was one of the first things that I removed from my diet. And I loved pork. I mean, I ate bacon probably 2-3 times a day. Like, I lived for it. And I was always allergic to shellfish and fish, so I never really missed out on that. But I really did love it. But when I removed it from my life, my health really changed. The pain, I lost weight. My hormones were able to readjust better. That was one of the first things I actually changed when I came to the truth of everything, was just starting to eat the way God did. I started implementing more herbs into my diet, more fruits and vegetables, lean meats. I only started buying local grass-fed organic beef. I don't eat much chicken anymore. Not because it's bad for you, but just because I have a weird aversion to chickens.
Yeah.
Like when I eat an egg, I'm like, oh, the poor baby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We had a person on talking about homesteading yesterday. She taught us all about these different eggs. I never even, knew like the duck eggs. And then she took out a goose egg, and that's equivalent to 6 chicken eggs. Yeah, crazy. I never knew anything like that. That's funny. So yeah. But so do you do a lot of your own gardening? Do you do organics?
Like no, I actually I just got one of those like indoor hydroponic gardens.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Um, so I'm excited about that. And I used to have a garden, but we've been so busy with the business and the storefront and the wellness center now that that's just not an option. But I'm really blessed to be surrounded by Amish.
Right, yeah.
So we can just go anywhere, on the way home and stop at any of the Amish stands and get fresh produce. So
Excellent. Yeah. I mean, we're blessed too here. I do try to grow some stuff. My gardens aren't as big as they used to be, but I'll always try to have some tomatoes, peppers, herbs, parsley,
right,
basil, rosemary, and and then I grow. I can't throw out the pineapple tops, so I have a lot of pineapple plants inside,
oh, that's
mangoes,
awesome.
and avocados that I grow, but that's just for fun. I really don't, they're not really fruit bearing yet, though I know some of my
Right.
friends that have tried it have had fruit bearing plants, so that's great. So, what about essential oils? Are you,
Oh yeah, that's how I
yeah.
actually like that was probably the first thing when I got into the whole holistic realm like 13, 15 years ago.
Hmm.
Essential oils was the first thing that I bought because I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love essential oils.
Right, yeah, they're good for a lot of stuff to relax or to energize you, and they come in
Yep.
lots of different forms. You can get them in like sticks that you just breathe
Yep.
in, or yeah, that's I like essential oils too. I know that like some people were diffusing them, then they got scared because there were some warnings about pets and stuff with
Mm.
essential oils, and so yeah, just use common sense to look into anything before you try it, and
Yeah.
yeah, do you have to? That's with anything. Yeah, that's even
Right.
bringing home a poinsettia plant. That's toxic to cats, and I think it is to dogs too. So let me see. Oils can change your mood. Yes, Linda. Yeah, they can. So, what else would you like to share with us that maybe
Come see us.
I'm
Come
see?
give us a come
Yeah.
give us a gander.
Mm-hmm.
If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, come check us out. We
Yep.
do offer we I do have an online practitioner. Her name is Stephanie. She's been in medicine for over like 22 years now, I believe. She is brilliant. She's very well known and well versed in labs. So if you want to have your blood work reviewed or anything, she can do that. But yeah, I do free consultations locally. I think it's stupid for anybody to pay someone, even a functional medicine practitioner, $500
Mm-hmm.
to sit down and tell them like the simple steps to restoring the body. So yeah, if you're local or if I'm here at the store, which I usually post on Facebook,
Okay.
I'll
And
see you.
Kevin wants is asking, what's one piece of information that you could give that would help many people?
um, One piece of information I could give. Well, God is real. His word is true, and we should do what he says.
That's very good. And so, and everything that you do works hand in hand with like the Bible. You're taking everything
Yeah,
from there, and that's
we're like I love when people come into our storefront because they think apothecary, they're thinking like crystals and
mm-hmm.
all of this stuff. Like people come in and are like, "Thank you so much for not having all of that stuff." We're like, "Yeah, we just straight up biblical around here." Even when it comes to herbal medicine and stuff, people will say, "Well, what about this? And what are all the things that it could be used for?" Like, I don't know. Like, God doesn't want me idolizing the plant or the parts of the plant. He just wants me to know, hey, lemon balm, good for your central nervous system. That's where it ends.
Right.
You know, we tend to get so caught up and so I don't know. We tend to idolize everything, and we don't want to do that here. We just want to give all the glory to him and use the little things that he gave us,
Mm-hmm.
but not make it
Right. Right.
more than him.
Does she have any books? They're asking. Do you have any
I
books?
do. I have one called Back to the Herbal Basics, and I created that because when I got into herbalism, nobody tells you like what herbs are best for what herbs blend best together. How do you make a tincture, a
Right.
salve, all of that. So that's what I did. I put together a book. It has, I think, 50 of the recipes that I've taught on TikTok the first 2 years. And I'm releasing a second one, hopefully in the next 6 months.
Okay, and what is it? Let me just put the name in the chat. What is it again? The
It's
title?
called Back to the Herbal Basics, and you can only, it's on Amazon.
Okay, I'll put a link in later. Back to the herbal basics. Okay. Okay. So yeah, so that's good because I know they like to have a book. Dandelion is a very healing root, Linda says. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, and you can eat it too in a salad.
Mm-hmm. I like dandelion greens.
Yeah, I know people that go around here and they pick them for, they call it cicoria in Italian, and cicoria, and they go around and get it. And that's what somebody said. If dandelions were hard to grow, everybody would want them.
Right.
If they were like an
It's
orchid,
so true.
right? It's just whatever, some things are just so disregarded, and if you look at it in a different way, right? Maybe these dandelions or whatever have been disregarded because they grow everywhere and they're classified as a weed, but maybe they're growing everywhere because God wants us to have them, right? And wants them to be in abundance, right?
Maybe they're growing everywhere because we're toxic and the herbs that grow around our home, they're there because of what is happening in our body.
Exactly.
We all have a bad lymphatic system. Just because of the environment in which we live in. So of course it would make sense, and we need our blood purified. And that's what dandelion root is great for.
Right.
It's great for the liver, the skin, digestion. So yeah, it's one of those where he's like, well, here, I'll just put it all right outside.
And you guys are all getting rid of it. Yeah. So I mean, sometimes there's a different way to look at things, but I have run into a lot more people that have embraced going back to nature and herbs. And in fact, my sister had a friend over the other day, and like, we live pretty rurally. We live on a lake, so we have a lot of like wildflowers and herbs and stuff that grow naturally, natural mint and all. And she was going around saying, I've got to see what you've got so I could take it, because people even take another one that I was so shocked, goldenrod.
Yes.
And I saw people on like Instagram going, look at the harvest of goldenrod. Now, I grew up, we have goldenrod, fields of goldenrod. And all my brother would say is that gives him terrible hay fever. So we regarded it as, like, again, something horrible. So, and when we were kids, we used to pick it because it was pretty, right? In the wildflowers.
Right.
Nobody had hay fever until my brother would come over and then he'd say, oh my gosh, you can't have that. But tell me about goldenrod, because I'm very interested how that now is very sought after, like through social media.
I don't remember all the benefits of it, but I do know it's good for urinary. It's good for cold and flu. I want to say it's good for wounds.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, our whole, we back like the state game lands, and we have like miles of goldenrod, and I love it. It is so pretty. But yeah, goldenrod's a great one.
So how do you, if someone was saying, okay, I've got some goldenrod, I think do they dry it and then put it like in a tea? Is that the way they use it?
Yeah, or you can even do it fresh.
Okay, fresh, just, because I think that if your book explains that, that would be, does your book go into that kind of stuff on how to do, because I think that's what most people need, because we have this stuff around us, we just don't know how to use it or maybe what for, so that'll be very good to check that out. That's God is giving us, the hint, right, Linda? So, let's see if anybody else has anything. Back to Herbal Basics, that's the book. And it is available on Amazon, and I'll put the link in later, and I'll put it in the video description so you can find it. But anything else before we go that you think we should know?
No, I think that's it. I think we covered it all. Thank you so much for
having me. It was great having you here. I'm definitely going to check out your book, and because right now is like the time to go get all those, or like where we live, right? To go get that goldenrod and go get those, whatever you can get. Lavender grows wild too all over,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and it's beautiful and it's very calming. So
Yeah,
yeah,
everything's dying. Better get out and get the
get
last
it,
of it.
get your harvest.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for coming,
You're so
Amy.
welcome.
And we'll stop everybody up. Just go follow her on TikTok, Instagram. Check out her book on Amazon and go to her website and tell her you heard about her on Mommy Ramblings. All right, thank you so much, Amy. Have a good
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. I'm going to go put those links in. So that was very informative. And then you can go out and go collect some stuff or stop over to her website and get it there, or just learn more. Or if you're by where she practices, stop on in and have an ionic foot spa or something else. I'll talk to you guys later. Love you. God bless. Prayers. See you soon.